Welcome to the Bandano Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. The biggest hurdle that Caitlin Clark needs to overcome is her head coach. The biggest obstacle holding Caitlin Clark back from picking up where she left off after her rookie season, after her career at Iowa, the biggest obstacle in the way of her returning to that form is her head coach. Now, we saw Stephanie White lose the battle to the WNBA mob long ago. If you can't beat them, join them. And Stephanie White has joined them. We saw through her rookie season, through Caitlin Clark's sophomore season, anytime media, anytime old guard had the ability to diminish, to downplay Caitlin Clark's accomplishments, Caitlin Clark's achievements, what Caitlin Clark has brought to the league, eyeballs, excitement, ratings, viewers, etc. They have gone out their way to say, we were already going to be here. We were destined for this. This was always going to come. It was just a matter of time. Oh, it's not just because of Caitlin Clark. It's because of me. You guys get it. And Stephanie White played along with this when she said the team's more dangerous without Caitlin, okay. When she said that it's a blessing that she's in, okay. But more specifically, when she was asked through the season, once Caitlin Clark won her ESPY award, Stephanie White was asked about this, and instead of boasting about Caitlin Clark, instead of gushing over Caitlin Clark, instead of hyping up her player, she brushed over Caitlin Clark's achievement. And she saw this as an opportunity to bring up players that nobody cared about in the past. Bring up Sue Bird. Yeah, Sue, you're cool. Nah, I don't care. Bring up Tarot. I don't care. Bring up Brianna. Nah, I don't care. So even when asked with a direct question about Caitlin Clark's achievements, Stephanie White found a way to skirt over it and bring up people in the past. Downplaying just to uplift others. It is what it is. When we see her on the court, Caitlin, go set this screen and sit in the corner. Caitlin, go set this screen and just get out of here. Oh my God, you made a bad pat. Sit down. Oh my gosh, you had a heat check after making 3 straight threes. Sit down. Oh my gosh, you scored 27 in the first half against the New York Liberty. Let me cross my arms and change up the game plan, and hopefully we pull it out till the end. Way to go, Steph. Way to go. But what people have been pointing out lately is that Stephanie White's allegiance to Kelsey Mitchell, Stephanie White's allowance of Kelsey Mitchell to have a green light we could only dream that Caitlin Clark has. And I'm a Money Mitch guy. You know I'm a Money Mitch. Put him in a ditch. You know I love Money Mitch. But this is true. Kelsey Mitchell's green light is far greener than Caitlin Clark's. Kelsey Mitchell is able to get away with things on the basketball court that Caitlin Clark cannot get away with because of the green light that Stephanie White has given her. Same thing with Odyssey Sims. Odyssey Sims got away with things on the basketball court that Caitlin Clark can't get away with simply because Stephanie White's love. You guys get it. Let's hear what Stephanie White had to say about Kelsey Mitchell in her most recent interview on Fever Insider Live.
Important was she to your team this year? How important has she been to the Fever? Obviously, the 8 years she's been with the franchise, and how badly do you want to keep her around?
I mean, yeah, she was the number one priority a year ago, and she's the number one priority this year. She's been so important. And, I said this last year, Kelsey deserves to go through this stage of her Indiana Fever career.
No, she doesn't deserve anything. We're going to stop right there. The part of the Indiana Fever career that Stephanie White is talking about is being the main player on this Indiana Fever team. She doesn't deserve that. She hasn't earned that. If she deserves anything, it's to be able to be along for the ride that Caitlin Clark has built up. She might deserve that. That's something I can get on board with. But Stephanie White, you handed the keys to Kelsey Mitchell this season. You didn't hand the keys to Caitlin Clark. At certain times, Caitlin Clark would go into your pocketbook while you were sleeping, steal your keys, and go out for a joyride. Yeah, that would happen occasionally. But by and large, you only handed the keys to Kelsey Mitchell. You only handed the keys to Odyssey Sims. It's just the facts.
She's been through sort of the worst of the worst, for lack of a better term, in and out of the building, growing pains with getting the organization back. You don't get back-to-back number one picks unless you've been at the bottom for a while, right?
And as much as I love Kelsey Mitchell, you can attribute some of those losing seasons to Kelsey Mitchell. You can. As much as I'm a Money Mitch guy, you can't ignore the history of the Indiana Fever from 2018 to 2024.
And she showed up like a pro every day, and she just continues to work and continues to grow, and she carried the franchise, and she carries the teams in different ways, and she deserves the opportunity to do that. I mean, it's close to home, for her.
Who cares if it's close to home? What does Kelsey Mitchell being close to home have to do with her carrying the franchise? Stephanie White, this is business. This isn't feelings. We're not giving out gold stars. For all you hung around, here's a gold star. Here are the keys to the castle. Oh, I feel bad of all that she's been through here in the Indiana. Now that Caitlin Clark's here, got some attention, got this team playing above their means. Now here are the keys to the castle. Doesn't work like that, Coach.
We love her. We want to continue to build, around her and continue for her to have success.
Build around Kelsey Mitchell. I know I heard that wrong. Let me just wipe off my glasses. We're going to stop it right there. Now we could keep going.
I thought she was so...
Now we can stop right there. Build around Kelsey Mitchell. Now listen to this, folks. Last year's off-season moves. Do you think that they were more geared towards building around Caitlin Clark, Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sandy Colson? Or do you think they were more geared towards building around Kelsey Mitchell? It's just a question I have for you. A lot of people might be asking, what's with this allegiance to Kelsey Mitchell from Stephanie White? What's with this allegiance to Kelsey Mitchell from the Indiana Fever front office? Again, I want Kelsey Mitchell back. Best backcourt in the league with those two. I get it. Doesn't mean she gets the keys to the castle. It means when Caitlin Clark's on the bench, you get the keys to the castle. It means when Caitlin Clark's out on vacation, yeah, then you could get the keys. But while we're here, playing basketball, and Cece's in the game, I'm driving this. What's with the allegiance? Kelly Krauskopf. Kelly Krauskopf. Kelly Krauskopf was the Fever president at the time they drafted Kelsey Mitchell. She has an allegiance to Kelsey Mitchell. They go way back. She wants credit for finding Kelsey Mitchell back in the day to prove to everybody else she made the right decision back then, drafting Kelsey Mitchell. That's what this is all about. She didn't draft Caitlin Clark. She doesn't need to prove to anybody what Caitlin Clark's got. We know. She's still trying to correct her past behavior. She's trying to justify her previous tenure over here with the Indiana Fever. Before she left, she's still trying to prove to everybody, Steph, I'm telling you, Steph, Kelsey Mitchell's legit. We need to make this shit pop. I'm telling you, CC's cool and all, but give it to Money Mitch. Trust me. This is an ego thing. As much as that is a diminishing thing, but they're only diminishing because of their ego. We'll see what kind of off-season moves get made this season, this time around. Are they actually building towards a championship team around Caitlin Clark? Or are they building towards a championship team around Kelsey Mitchell with Caitlin Clark being Sue Bird 2.0? And I'm telling you right now, Kelly, Steph, Amber, Nobody wants to watch Sue Bird 2.0. Nobody. Nobody wants to tune in to watch Caitlin Clark get 18, 19 points per game, 8, 9 assists per... Nope. No. We don't. We want her to give us 25 and 12 with the pedal to the metal. Keys in her hand. That's what we want to see. Kelsey Mitchell already had her chance. And they were losing. They were losing. We don't need to retroactively give her another. I'm not going to do that. You had your chance. But you know what you deserve? If you deserve anything, you deserve to be here for this. You're a good enough player to where, yeah, you will get the max. But it ain't going to be the number one option. You will get the max. It ain't going to be the number one option. You're not getting the keys to the castle. You're going to be the substitute driver. So when our main driver's out getting a drink of water, sitting down resting, now you come in and cook. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Like the video, comment, subscribe. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.